I'm very excited because today we are not only wearing Indian Desi ka dress, but today we are going to hear a lot of interesting stuff from Nandita. So she is all the way from Gujarat and she traveled all the way to Costville for this interview. So firstly, नमस्ते जी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपने इतना मेहनत करके यहाँ पे आया था और जब मैंने आपको बोला था कि मैं ये इंटरव्यू कर रही आपने whole heartedly accept किया इसलिए feeling that not much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much to have you. So yes, without wasting any further time, I would like to introduce a little bit about her. So she's currently pursuing masters in social anthropology and she worked as a journalist for 2 years in India, and not only that, but she's currently engaged in a voluntary work with NGO in Geneva. And so today we are going to hear her story from her childhood till today so that we can learn something from her. Yes, so please tell to our audience more about your childhood, Nandita.
Namaste to everyone. My childhood, I was born in Bihar, a place that's near India-Nepal border. Actually, it's the border district, Janagar. Until my age of 3, I was raised with my grandparents and with extended family. And when I was 4, my parents, 3.5, my parents took me to, brought me to Delhi and NCR. So since then I was studying until, still my parents are over there in Delhi, living over there. So I'm kind of, you can say bought and brought is always a difficult question for me to how to explain this, because sometimes I feel I belong more to Bihar, or sometimes I'm like, no, I don't know that place much. I'm more to Haryana or Delhi. So it's always a difficult question for me.
Yeah, I understand you. But the good thing is like you have very good exposure of all different places. So
yeah,
like,
from north to
yes, you are
east.
Also, yeah, you learn to eat different kinds of food, different kinds of culture, because in India we have a very good culture, right? Everywhere, like from one place to another you go and the culture is like another new world.
Indeed.
Yes.
It added what I am today. It's because of that differences or cultural things that I learned throughout my life and still learning, that helped me, that shaped me to be what I am today.
Right.
And especially like my mother tongue is Mathli. It's not Hindi or it's not other. It's like Mathli, and it's very unknown language. Like many people in India haven't even heard of this language.
For me the same. For me also, I never heard about it before.
But I'm fluent in this. My parents made sure that okay, we are living in Delhi, we are in Haryana, so our children doesn't forget their own
roots.
Mother tongue.
Exactly.
So mother tongue is something that makes us bind to that place. If you will understand someone's language, you will definitely understand them better. So they made sure that at home, we were, as a child, we were never allowed to speak any other language other than Mathli.
Yeah, you told me like you had some struggles as a childhood. Could you please explain more about your struggle?
Yeah, in personal front, my childhood was very normal childhood, like a very normal child going around in the street playing with friends, and I have one elder sister, so I'm very close to her, and my whole life was about her, and my parents were very, very loving, and I never had any struggle with them. Sometimes as a kid, parents are not so much doesn't listen so much to their children, but no, I didn't face any of these problems. And but when we were born, my mom was doing her graduation. As you know, after completing her graduation,
she got married.
No, before actually during her graduation she got married, and then she had me. She had my elder sister. She took 2 semester break to nurse her and feed her, and then again, in between, she got pregnant with me. So again, she took 1 or 2 semester break to nurse me, and then finally she completed it when I was like a year old or so. And then she was a very bright student. She was gold medalist in her
Cool.
institute. And my father and my mom always had this, that okay, whatever will be the situation, she is gonna be studying. So when I was 6 and my sister was 9-year-old, she again started doing her graduation, but in between she did her B.Ed, but that was from distance education.
Okay.
She continued, but for her graduation, post graduation, she moved to Pusa, Bihar. That's in Bihar, a very good institute affiliated with the American University. So she went over there for 2 years. I think during that time, my father was the sole caretaker of us. He had his job, and he had 2 young kids at home. So
Yeah.
he in between, he left his job to start he got self-employed so that he can take better care of us. I think during that time I struggled with my studies. And as a kid, once you don't have mom at home, it was, I don't now I analyze why I struggled. I think it was because emotionally mom was not there, and I was more in a play mode, and father was not so strict. So he was like, okay, fine, she's just in 2nd class, this happened. So he was not so strict with our studies. So I think I got lagged in school, and I didn't tell him so much, because as a kid you tend to shield many things. Even your parents are very much loving, or they are asking you, even then as a child, psychology, you will be like, no, I don't want to tell them. I want to just tell them the good part. Child likes to hide many things, and he likes to show people that, oh, I'm perfect, I'm a very good child. So that's what might be happened to me, and
could be a possibility.
Yeah. And then, like, until 6th I struggled. 2nd to 6th, I was not good in studies. But my grandparents and my parents always said, always had this talk, even, oh, she's very special, she's very strong, confident. So I was like, okay, I always had this thing back of my mind, that okay, I'm very strong, very confident, and still I have this, like, still if I struggle in my life, I go back to that stage, and I still have that confidence. Okay, whatever will happen, I will overcome this.
So that's a very good point that you mentioned, because right now you're giving the interview and you're really confident and you're really, expressing very nicely. And thanks to your parents for making you who you are today. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोग को. अगर आप लोग ये वीडियो देख रहे तो नंदिता की साइड से बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया दे रहे हैं आपको, आप लोग को. My Hindi is not the yellow from the egg, but I hope they understand.
Definitely, I will make sure they do.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so Nandita, now let's go to your bachelor's education, okay? So you mentioned that in your bachelor education, you did computer engineering. So what motivated you to pursue computer engineering during your bachelor's? Could you please tell us?
My mom, my father, my sister, both were in science.
Okay.
So it was, in India, being science student is considered more of a intelligent one.
I know.
And the arts one is like,
not intelligent.
Yeah, like gawar, like no, not a useful kid.
I know.
So, and I hated this thing that I'm not intelligent.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything.
Uh-huh.
And my sister was a she was doing her computer science engineering,
Yeah.
I thought I will do that.
Because
Because whole my life I just followed her path. So as a child, I didn't understand. Until teenage, I didn't understand what I want to be and what I am really. I just followed someone else's path. I was not following my own path.
Okay, I understood.
And sometimes to tell the society, to tell people around you, okay, I'm intelligent, that's why you take science.
Yeah.
I think many of the teenagers, 16, 17, when we do our 10th board and we ask what you will choose, many of us take science.
Exactly.
Even though we don't know where we really want to be or what we are.
Yeah, I understand. So like now, but you also told me that in your later life, you switched from computer engineering to PG diploma in journalism. So could you please tell our audience why? Now they will be curious. Yes.
So while doing in my 4th year of graduation,
Yeah.
My parents started asking me, okay, what are your next plans? What do you want to do next? Are you preparing for GMAT, or are you preparing for other, what are those
Exams?
things?
Competitive
Exams,
exams.
competitive exams that even to get into some
Some good
good
colleges,
colleges
or
or public service,
yeah, UPSC, Union Public
UP,
Service.
yeah, you need to have these courses, scores, GMAT course.
That is not what you want to do for the rest of your life. The computer
Yeah.
engineering was not your calling.
Yeah.
You did that just because of the influence from your sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told him that, okay, from now I'm not gonna continue, and it was a bit shocking for my parents. Like he was like, okay, then what do you want to be? I said that, okay, I want to be a journalist. And my father said, okay, if you want to be a journalist, then like we don't know anything about it. You have to find out, and you have to get into a very good university. Because as an Indian, we have this obsession with good university.
I know.
Because we know after only getting into a good university, he or she will be a good in career.
Yes, but I think, yes, good university is also important, but
yeah, it's like the only golden pass. If you get into a good university, every time in our life we always have good university, good school, good marks. So again he said that, okay, you have to get into a good institute or university, then only I don't think you can survive, because you are a bit too late with, after doing graduation. People who are journalists start early in 11th, 12th, and you are in your last year of graduation, so it was like a huge gap you need to fill.
Okay, that's what you got told.
Yeah. And even to get into journalism further, I have to give many competitive exams. For Delhi University, to get into Delhi University journalism courses, or Jamia Millia Islamia, you have to give an exam. For JNU, you have to give an exam. Every
exams.
Yeah, like you have to compete with the students who were already journalists.
Okay, so it was not easy that time.
Graduated journalist, and then you are like new to this field, and it was like, but thankfully, I got into a Asian College of Journalism. That's one of the best in India. It's in Chennai. In my first attempt, like I completed my graduation in June, and then in July I started this PG diploma. Yeah, I had to read a lot. I had to work a lot in my writings, because I was not the habit of writing, or the kind of writing, or the kind of grammar that they need to for those tests was not up to. So I had to do, everyone in my college were preparing for their GMAT and other courses. I am exams, and here I am studying for those. Like even my friends still, I think they think that it was a wrong choice I did, but I think we should all follow what we want to be.
Exactly, yes.
No
What is
matter.
our calling?
Yeah, I know it's difficult. Sometimes we struggle a lot financially,
Yes.
socially,
Yes.
mentally. Your friends are doing good, they are earning well, and whole peer pressure, whole family pressure, everything is there. But yeah, it's good to follow your own dream.
Yeah, on path, right?
Yeah.
Yes. In the end, it really pays off. I mean, nothing comes easy in life. We have to really struggle for it. But if you are doing something which you love, and if you are doing something which makes you happy, then I think the world gets a little bit beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So now you are in Germany for already 4 years. So
Yeah.
now I'm really excited to go back to your journey in India. What motivated you to choose Germany, and why not any other country?
After completing my journalism, I never thought that I will study again. I was very happy with job and everything was going very smooth. And sorry, I started one in my last job. I was working with the Madhya Pradesh government. But in a third party way, like they hire, and then I was working with Madhya Pradesh government in MyGov app website. Like there is MyGov MP portal. There and they write all the government schemes that's there for people and everything. So, and there I got to talk with people or interact with them. The problem with the Madhya Pradesh government was that they were displacing the tribal people from the forest to the main cities. Then I saw the conflict, like not kind of conflict, like their schemes were very good, but they were not able to really tell them. Like it was like there was a gap. Government was trying to do, but it was not getting to the people. That motivated me, and then I questioned what is modernity. Is living in a big houses or everybody having the same thing, same rat race? Do we call it modernity? Do we aspire to be, or do we really want to be happy in life? Like if some people are happy to be in forest, why not let them?
Right.
So it was kind of struggle for me, and then I decided that I will do something to be their voice. And then I thought, I searched for a few courses. I got to know social anthropology. And in India, there are very few colleges in social anthropology. And social anthropology has a huge a number of seats in US. And US education is very costly.
Very expensive, I know.
It was too expensive for me, so I chose Germany. It's not too, it was not expensive.
Very decent amount.
Yeah. So I thought that it's a good way, and I will learn more about the culture, religion, and traditions that I don't know. Because at that time I was just writing what people were telling me. I was not applying my own kind of, because I didn't know anything about that. So that's what inspired me to
choose Germany. Yeah, interesting. So okay, now that you have already decided to choose Germany back then, we're talking about your past, right? So that time, like when you decided that day, like in Germany the application process are really different, and in India also they are very different, right? For example, in India we appear for competitive exams. Sorry, not competitive exam. We appear for in India, we appear for this kind of exams where we can entrance exams and stuff like that. But here it's a lot of paper and documentation. So initially,
Yeah.
what was your struggle? Initially, when you decided that okay, Germany is the country, it's not America because it's expensive. So what was the initial thing? Like, how did you? What are the struggles that you faced initially? Because I know I also faced like, okay, what to do next, what to do, वीज़ा पहला करना है या एप्लीकेशन पहला करना है, इसको पहला करना है, बहुत दिमाग में क्वेश्चंस आती है ना, तो आपने वो कैसे ओवरकम किया, थोड़ा बता दो.
Um, सबसे पहले तो first thing was कि how do I find which colleges are anthropology, and then their big issue was which are only in English, because I can only apply in English.
Because we don't
I did not want to learn C1 C1 of German and then apply, and I don't know, I would have never came.
Yeah.
So first struggle was finding a right college.
Yes.
After finding a college, how to apply is another challenge.
Exactly.
Some apply through UniAssist and some are like, okay, you just have to send all those documents via their website.
Right.
So difficult.
Yes.
It was so difficult that I managed to only apply in 5 colleges. I was done. I was like, no, isse zyada I can't do.
I feel you.
I was like, no, I will get into one of these 5, else I'm not doing this. Like, it was so exhausting.
Yes.
It was applying, managing all those documents. You have to go back to your graduation college. I did my post-graduation diploma in Chennai. I had to go to Chennai. I had to go to my graduation college in Haryana.
Right.
Bringing back all the documents. Then you have to have 3 reference from the any place, one university, one from your office, wherever you are working, and someone else. Like, it was so difficult. I think these, and then writing your own SOP, because sometimes we want, but we can't express what we want.
Right.
It's difficult to explain sometimes what actually we are going through, and so I think I struggled with SOP as well. Statement of purpose. It was a bit struggling. I wrote it down in 1 month. I think I struggled so much.
I think it's normal.
Yeah, and then LOR, letter of recommendations. You have to make sure, okay, someone's forget, oh, I will dispatch you, I will write it tomorrow. And in India, tomorrow never comes. Sorry, I hope whoever wrote my LOR doesn't listen to this.
Yeah. Okay. So you told me that you struggled a lot, right?
Yeah.
But then you manage everything, and now you're in Germany for 4 years. That's very cool. Huh? So how did you overcome those struggles? And there will be people out there who will be going in the same situation like you right now.
Yeah.
And what advice would you like to give them so that they can also face through that path a little bit more smoother than you?
One thing I would like to say, search for LOR or statement SOP online. Like, there are write the keywords and then read as many as you can, or if you have someone in your course or any kind of guidance, ask them what they did and how they did, and ask them for references, and ask them to correct your grammar or to read. Even to read, sometimes we can't pinpoint our own mistake, but if I show you my writing or something, you can easily say, oh, Nalita, you did mistake over here. But if I will read it, I might not able to find it. So have other people's opinion, what they think. This is what I lacked. I actually didn't show any one of my friend or any one of my colleague. I was just writing on my own, so I think that was big mistake I did.
A little bit more time for you, right?
And for the UniAssist, it's better to research before applying, like which, be very sure which course and which college you want to be and why you want to be, because they in Germany it really matters why you want to be.
Exactly.
So this statement really helps a lot. And yes, paperwork, I'm sorry, you have to do it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, there is no other shortcut for it. Like you
Yes.
have to have those transcripts,
Mhm.
you have to have those all the translation into a German one, degree translations, and yeah, it's bit difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get to all those things.
So it's like, I think it makes sense to make a plan. For example, like first you search the universities, and after that, in every university, it's very specific, right?
Yeah.
Some universities are asking XYZ documents,
Yeah.
some universities are asking ABC documents. So after checking the university, you need to check the course which you are interested. So inside the course, they will be asking specific documents. So you need to collect those documents. For course A, this documents. For course B, this
Yeah.
documents. For course C, this documents. So now you have already, you need to be very systematic and very
Yeah.
careful. So
And I think Uni Assist is kind of uniform.
Mhm.
You upload one kind of
Exactly.
way.
Yes,
Uni
yes,
Assist,
yes.
if you get to, but
But all universities
These
are not
guys are- yeah,
under
yeah, yeah, Uni
Uni
Assist.
Yes.
I think that's why I applied non-Uni Assist only in 2, because it was too tough with a job and everything.
Yes. And for me, Uni Assist, I applied just for one university. So it's like very diverse, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
course. So the tip is like, you really have to check, dig inside now
Yeah.
what they are asking, what kind of requirements they are asking, and then you need to fulfill all the requirements.
Yeah, and even if you leave 1 or 2 documents, it's fine. They will, once you will come over here, they will ask you.
Yeah.
But LOR and SOP are the most important thing.
Exactly.
Like why you need to be, why you want to be is one thing that I will say. Concentrate more on SOP and LOR rather than, like, if you miss 1 or 2 document, not so important documents, they might ask you, okay, you come over here and then you can submit it. Or it did happen to me. Like I don't actually, there was one document that I didn't submit, so they asked me, okay, it's
So
fine.
which document do you remember?
It was regarding my character certificate
Okay.
from my previous
University?
place where I worked.
So,
So they asked me, okay, it's okay, you can submit it later. And that what I did. So, but LOR and SOP are the first thing that will get through, like cracking the door. Else,
Yeah.
other things you can send multiple times. So I would suggest first crack the door, and then I think everybody can manage the document.
Thank you for your advice. Now we will talk about some cultural differences, because I know that when you first reach in Germany, it's like different culture,
Yeah.
different people, new language, new food. Everything is like new, right? So
Yeah.
how was your cultural experience initially when you reached Germany?
My experience, my first few days in Germany were very exciting and very different. I'm sure nobody has this experience. As you know, my visa, there was huge queue for visa in India for Germany for temporary.
During your time
Yeah.
when you applied?
And in Delhi consulate, it's a huge line. I would suggest never apply in the Delhi consulate. It's such a huge queue.
Maybe that time it was huge during your batch. It depends, I guess.
Might be, or might be they had they were dealing with the VHS.
Kanzan.
Yeah. So my course started in October and I arrived in December. So I was already 3 months late, and it was 12th of December. So half of my course was already done, and I was already late. And then when I arrived, it was all dark and snowing. I arrived and I didn't get any accommodation. But I had this, found one lady from Weze gesucht. who said that, okay, I will be there to receive you at the airport. And I was like, oh
Nice.
wow, so happy, such a nice man.
Was she a German or?
Yeah. For me at that time, I knew that she's a German. And then I landed at airport. She took 1.5 hour interview of me.
Crazy.
And
who is she?
I forgot her name now. I don't like, I don't want to remember her as well.
Is German or?
No. She. I remember she said to me at that time that she was an Italian.
Okay.
So she interviewed me for 1.5 hours.
What did she ask you?
All kind of stuff.
Maybe she was curious.
My religion, what I believe in, and I said that I'm not so religious, and she asked me if I do have any connection with Pakistan or any Muslims, or like she was very afraid of Indians and terrorists. I think she confused herself with Indian and terrorists. So, and while driving me back, she said that no, she can't let me stay at her place. So she dropped me at one of the hotels in Münster.
Did she already had an accommodation for you before?
Yeah, she told me that she will let me live at her place, and I will pay her like a paying guest. You know, you pay and then you let that person use your kitchen and your room. She had a spare room. Her daughter's room actually, because she moved out of that place, and so she and that was like a big blow to me. Like,
it's totally understandable.
And then I was after 36 hours of travel, you are totally exhausted. You haven't called your parents, and unfortunately I came here without knowing a word of German. Like many of us do this mistake, especially Indians, because we have so much habit of changing languages and not knowing the language. We go to a place, we go to Chennai without knowing a word of Tamil, and it's fine. We are like, chal jayega kaam. Like,
yeah, paise nahi chalegi bhai.
Exactly. And it was a big shock to me. I always thought ki Germany mein English to like I can make it work. It was totally out there.
No go.
Yeah, it was the biggest shock for me. And then I reached the hotel. I took one room, and then I was carrying my 30 kg of one luggage bag.
I feel you.
And when I tried to open, I could not open, and then one person from inside opens the door. And seeing completely white-haired lady and white face, I started shouting on top of my voice.